The Smithsonian is the world's largest museum. It includes 19 museums in the National Zoo. It is helping our future by saving our heritage, identifying new knowledge, and letting the world see and use their resources. The establishment was created in 1846 with the help from an Englishman named James Smithson. He wanted the Smithsonian to be a place for the increase and scattering of knowledge. He funded pretty well all of the money to the making of the Smithsonian. The U.S. Senate on August 10, 1846, passed an act that helped finish setting up the Smithsonian. Then President James Pollock had to sign it into law. Congress accepted the Smithsonian gift in 1836, but the Smithsonian wasn't fully funded until 10 years later because a lot of people were arguing about it. So when it finally became created, it became part of the means of expanding America national identity, an identity fixed in exploration and innovation and America's unique style. These goals are still going on today. If you would like to visit this museum, its main location is in Washington, D.C., but there are other smaller museums located all throughout the United States. The first item I will be talking about is the Wright airplane. The Wright airplane was the first successful heavier-than-air powered aircraft. The Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur, were the designers and builder of the Wright airplane. They flew it 4 times on December 17, 1903, near Kill Devil Hills, about 4 miles south of Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. On September 17, 1908, Orville was piloting a plane and shut off the engine, but was unable to control the plane. This caused the plane to nosedive straight down, which had injured Orville, but had killed Thomas Selfridge due to a fractured skull. Thomas Selfridge was the first ever person to be killed in an aircraft accident. In May 20th, 1921, Wilbur was killed in an aircraft accident, and Orville lived some 40 years later. Today, there is a replica of the first plane in the Smithsonian. Another important artifact at the National Museum of Natural History is the Hope Diamond. The Hope Diamond is one of the most famous jewels in the world. The diamond is approximately 45.52 carats. The history of the stone began when the French merchant traveler Jean Taverne purchased a 120-carat diamond. This diamond was most likely from the Baker Calc mine in Golconda, India. He then sold it to Louis XVI, and Marie Antoinette attempted to flee France in 1791, so their jewels were handed over to flee of France in 1791. So their jewels were handed over to the government, and eventually the Hope Diamond was stolen. Then many different owners after it was found, and it eventually ended up at the Smithsonian. The next item I will be talking about is the Rosetta Stone. The Rosetta Stone is a text written by a group of priests in Egypt to honor the Egyptian pharaoh. It lists all the things that the pharaoh has done that are good for the priests and people of Egypt. Many people worked on deciphering hieroglyphics over several hundred years. The Rosetta Stone was found by Pierre Francois Bouchard in 1799 during the Neapolitan campaign. It was the first ancient Egyptian bilingual text recovered in modern times, and it had aroused a very widespread public interest with its potential to decipher a previously untranslated hieroglyphic script. After many years of studying the Rosetta Stone and other examples of the Egyptian writing, Jean-Francois Champollion had finally deciphered the hieroglyphics in 1822. In the 1900s, the Rosetta Stone had helped a bunch of scholars discover the secrets of the hieroglyphics.